guys, this is your girl Dom, aka Serenity Within, and we are here with another video. And if this is your first time here, I just want to say thank you so much for coming to my channel. And if you are returning Serenity Within family, thank you so much for coming back. So we just want to jump into this video. So the first product we are going to go in with is my Maybelline Fit Me. This is my favorite primer thus far. Like, I love this primer. It's so underrated, and it's all how you use the product which will benefit you. So the first layer I am going to do, I'm just going to blend it into my skin as though I am applying lotion. And then after that, I want to press it in. I just want to make sure that it sticks to my face. So that way when I am applying the foundation, it's going to stay directly onto my face and not move. So next we're going to go in with our second layer. Now this layer, I'm not going to blend it thoroughly. I'm just going to blend it halfway just so that it could dry up a little bit more. And then probably like 1 or 2 minutes, then I will blend it completely in, just in a pat-in motion like I am doing right now. Once you finish blending everything out, it's gonna have like a little white residue like this right here, but that's perfectly fine. So next I want to go in with some color corrector, but of course this is the Loreal foundation, shade number 14. Using a color corrector has many benefits. It helps to balance out skin discoloration, dark circles, redness, and it even neutralizes unwanted tone. So since in this video we are going to go with the no foundation method, we are definitely gonna go and use a corrector color. Now I can use a corrector color whether I'm doing foundation or not, but I really find it beneficial to use, especially when I am going in with the no foundation routine, only because whatever the concealer can't conceal or whatever the contour can't cover, the corrector color can. Okay, so now we're going to move right along to our concealers, and these are the shades 9, 7, and 5 by Loreal Cosmetics. And this right here is shade 9. This is what we're going to use for our contour. I have been using this method of applying my contour for some time now, and it's probably my favorite thus far, and I don't know when or how or why I would change it anytime soon. But really quickly, I just want to piggyback off the corrector color. Now you can see how it looks more like my skin. So when we are going in without the foundation, it's just going to allow for my skin to blend in and look more like my complexion. So now that I applied the contour, I wanted it to sit for probably a few seconds. I don't do the contour for like a minute or two. It was more so for like 30 seconds, just so that the product could warm up onto my face. So what I'm doing now when I'm blending it out, I'm blending it upward when it comes down to this area right here, because you don't want to bring it down. Then you're going to look like you have like a shadow or a beard. When I'm blending it out from my hairline, I'm pulling it from my hairline, not going towards my hairline. Only because when you do it going towards your hairline, it's going to be a harsher line to blend out. And then when I'm doing here, it actually started to dry up. So I had to do a lot of work to blend this out at the bottom. But it does not matter how you blend it out. You could do circle motions. You could just pull it straight down. It doesn't matter because this is not going to be seen as much as your forehead or your cheeks or anything like that. Now, I believe I mentioned this before, but in passing on social media, I seen a guy do his nose contour. And I was like, this dude is tripping. But I understood the concept of what he was doing while he was doing it. So it all made sense. So ever since I've seen that video, I can't undo my contour the way he did. So instead of me just drawing those 2 lines and blending it out in those 2 lines and then putting a concealer in the middle, what I do is just cover my nose completely, at least a little bit left, just a little corner left would be on the tip of my nose, a place where I will put my concealer. Because when doing it like that, it's easier for you to shape your nose because there's no line of demarcation. There's just not 2 dark lines where you have to figure out exactly where to put the concealer, or anything like that. It's like you just put the concealer right on top of it, and immediately and automatically you're going to have those two lines that you're going to require to shape your nose. After taking the guy's advice, I wish I could remember that video, and I wish I could remember his name, but it was in passing. It just made my contouring my nose so much easier. If you haven't tried it, try it on a day where you're not busy, where you got the time to fix any errors in your makeup. Just give it a try and you will see a bigger change and a faster process of contouring your nose. The first concealer was number 7 and this concealer is number 5. So I wanted to go in with a lighter concealer after allowing the concealer number 7 to sit on my face for a little bit. So now I also had to remember that I needed full coverage because of there is a no foundation routine that I am doing. So I really had to allow for my products to sit. Allowing for your products to dry is probably one of the best ways to receive any coverage that you're looking for. So I did not allow for these areas right here, which is under my contour, my chin, or even my forehead to sit for too long because I don't want to cause too much attention to those areas. I just want to make sure that there is makeup on every area on my face, but I still wanted to make sure that I got the look that I'm going for. For this to be the time that I actually was able to do the no makeup foundation without rushing, I actually do like it doing the process and the steps that I've done. So now that I let it sit in for some time, I use my setting spray just to help move some of the concealer, because the longer it dries, I'll tell you, this concealer will not move, okay? So I had to get some assistance with some setting spray. So I'm going to use my beauty blender, but I just love blending out my concealer with the beauty blender. I don't know, it's just like makeup kiss, like it's just it. So I want to make sure that I go even over my lid because, like I said, no foundation. We want to make sure every avenue, every area, every nook and cranny on your face is being touched by either some concealer or some contour. Now, another important key when it comes down to using your beauty blender is not just for your concealer, but it's also for your contour. So don't forget that area to blend it in as well. So moving right along to our setting powder. So we are going in with the Loreal Cosmetics setting powder. No, it's not out yet, but I will let you know when it is coming and when it is available. So I did a little no-no. I was like, hold up, wait a minute. I am going in with my beauty blender when I want to go in with my little beauty puff. Like, I don't know what it is. This little puff thing is cracked. So I definitely have to put this into my inventory. But what I do to one side, I must do it to the next side. Just so that way I don't have no reason to say something didn't come out right because I didn't do the same thing. Like, I like for everything with the same amount of products with the same concept, so that way one side is the same as the next side. So wherever I apply my concealer, that's where I want to apply my banana powder. And I know I look crazy, but the whole process, we all know this, trust the process. So next I am going in with the setting powder for my contour, and this one right here a little goes a long way because it's going to conceal, okay? It's going to cover. So I just want to make sure I put this wherever I put my contour powder as well. And I also use that setting powder to go over some of the other areas like my chin and my forehead, just so that it's not sitting on too long. I don't want for it to be like that white residue. So I'm going in with the Loreal Cosmetics, the Gwendolyn E eyeshadow palette, my favorite. You already know my go-to, which is this brown lid. I don't know what's up with this espresso look, but it is my favorite. So then next after that, we're going to go in with my eyebrows. Now listen, I am due for a professional eyebrow service, but I have yet to find me one, but also I was not looking, so that's part of my fault too. Well, majority of my fault. So I'm going in with the dark brown shade. So the first thing I want to do is to create my eyebrow. I want to create a shape. So what I have to do is go with the weakest point of my eyebrow, which is at my arch, and then create a line. Once I create a line that I am satisfied with, then I'll start to go fill in my eyebrow and create the tail end. Once I create the tail end, Then I'll go in and see what other areas on my eyebrows that need to be filled in, which most likely will be in the front area right here, because those are my most problematic areas on my eyebrows. Next, I just want to fill in the top part of the tail just to make sure that the line is not too thin. Then I'm just going to brush that product through. I don't like my eyebrows to not look natural. I like for them to look like mine, which is why going in with the pencil is always my best friend. I love pomades, I love the gels and all the other jazz, but my go-to is an eyebrow pencil. Now, once I get my desired shape, I am going to go in with a concealer that is close to my skin tone, so it's easier for me to blend out. If I'm doing my eyebrows before my whole foundation and makeup and eyeshadow, then I'll go a little bit lighter, but I'm always keen with going with a concealer that matches my skin tone because it's so much easier to blend out, and my natural brow does not have like that white casting of a line. And then I'm just going to put a little bit at the top of my eyebrows, but don't come for me for my lashes, okay? I did probably like 2 videos today, so I had to reuse these lashes. So I'm going in with probably by far my favorite mascara, which is the Fireworks Mascara. And this is by Maybelline. And yes, you have to look down when you're doing your lashes because you can actually see everything a lot better through the mirror. So moving right along to our NYX Epic Ink Liner. Now, the old me was not crazy about wings. I wasn't crazy about all of that stuff. But now, I love it because it just brings a little jazz to your face. It does a little something, like it does a little something extra. So I'm still not perfect at it, but we getting there. Practice. So I'm going in with my favorite. You all should know this product by now. This is my Loreal Paris eyeliner in black. So the same eyeshadow I used on my lid, I'm going to use on my bottom waterline from the Gwendolyn E palette. And I'm just going to blend that out a little bit. But I ended up poking myself in my eyes and it hurt. I mean, it took me a minute to control the water coming from my eyes. When I tell you it hurt so bad, it took a minute for me to actually just come back. So let's get into it with the setting powder. Listen, when I say it took me a minute to allow for this setting powder to blend out after going back and forth with my watering eyes, because it was not moving, guys. I'm telling you, this was the longest I actually let it sit and it was staying in place. And when I tell you, my makeup for the rest of the day was in place. So I had to go in with some finishing powder to try to blend out the white look from the setting powder, but it still worked. Then I went in with my black Radiance to bring some color to my face with using a scope and a little bit of that contour powder. And then I went in with my NYX setting spray and immediately went in with my Loreal Cosmetics highlight and blush palette. I don't know what it is. The two mixed together, they just come out beautiful. Then I'm going in with my highlighter, but of course I'm using my fingers. I find it to look better when I use my fingers opposed to using a brush. Then of course I gotta put my little gold little shimmer right here. I don't know what it does, but it just does something for your girl. So now it's time to move forward with our lippies, and I am going in with the Loreal Cosmetics lip liner, and this one is in Street Smarts. So I was going back and forth to what I should choose as far as a lipstick. So I was doing, should I do like color or what I should do? But I stuck with going in with either brunette or mistress. I believe this one is brunette. I believe it's brunette. But it smelled so good. And then I wanted to do something a little extra, a little something different. And I went in with that Epic ink liner and just put a little rose on my face. I said, why not? It looks cute. So that's it, guys. That is my no foundation makeup routine. I love everything about this look. Please feel free to comment, subscribe, share, and guys, see you in my next video.